formative kind of in-game role to the team. I don't think they were missing that, but I think it's helped them way more than they realized.
Well, even if it's just, you know, it doesn't need to be any specific voice, but as long as you're getting the good information from a guy that's consistent, who can do all the things at once. You know, some people can walk and chew bubble gum, and you know, in his case, he can talk and frag.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's that information being concise and actually whilst other things are going on as well. So it's not like I've got a prone and med here, and I'm going to talk while I'm prone and med. And he's engaging in fights, he's shooting his gun, and he's communicating the entire time.
Easy plane, well, kind of easy plane path, I should say, if you like the southern part of this map. Lazarus is going to be headed towards Hacienda. Should be an easy drop for them, but for Wildcard trying to get north, this southern plane path might slow them down a bit. SSG, Lanny, and Pozo. We were kind of chatting between the games here about SSG. Obviously, you know the team intimately, but we've been seeing time and time again, they're just getting absolutely dusted on the edge of the zone. They're just not really in a position with the blue at their back. It seems to happen so consistently with this team.
It's obviously difficult for me to comment on, but I mean, that situation there where we had Baha and J-Sang split off, unfortunately they weren't in a position to, you know, support with the only two threats that they had, which was Zenith and Envy up on the hill. So it's these split pushes where I want to see them all four stacked up pushing a team in the open. The only time you should ever have two people, you know, staying back and playing anchor is when you're pushing a compound, or you know, you're shutting down a particular angle or line of sight so that the rest of your team can move up. And that wasn't the case in that situation. And I don't know if that's coming down to you know, shaking off the dust or anything like that coming back to MPL, but it's not. You know, like last
not a lot of time for dust here.
Well, last phase, we saw them fragging out every single game, and they were engaging in team fights. They were wiping teams. You know, with this edge play that we've come to, you know, expect of them, and we haven't seen that get started so far.
It seems like it would be the worst way to go out. Like, obviously, I've never played, so I don't really know what it's like when you have 4 players up. You're headed into the mid game. You're feeling relatively strong, and all of a sudden, just, you know, whatever decision happens where you're spread out like that, where you lose one player, then another player, and then the last 2 go out so quickly. It's got to be deflating to have that happen repeatedly. Not trying to harp on SSG but from a strategy standpoint, I even talked to Hetero's dad about this before the start of week number 1, where the edge play maybe is just not working out for them. Maybe their rotations, their aggression, something they can work on to just turn that dial a little bit up.
I mean, one thing I have said, and well, I'd say unfortunately, it's been a bit unfortunate to have, you know, the circles we've seen on Miramar and Rozok, sorry, on Arango as well, but from Rozok and Pozo, where they've been rotating much quicker. And usually we would see them where, you know, they're not in the initial circle. They do these crazy wide wraps that kill a load of time.
What's the time clock right now, Hypok?
We're at 3:19.
Look at Genesis. They are out of Picado in vehicles, and they are headed into the grill of Power Grid, where the Sonics use as their home base.
The Sonics also on the move.
Yeah.
So that's kind of, they're pretty much operating on, and actually Genesis were later out of the plane, so, you know, more credit to Genesis being out this quick. But loving the move so far from Genesis. Typically we'd see them come much further north, but obviously with the addition of Sonics to this lobby, occupying Power Grid is kind of an X factor for Sonics.
3 minutes from plane to leaving Picado is blistering fast.
Which actually, if you think about it, it's probably only 2 minutes and 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Once you're actually down on the ground.
Yeah, I mean, it takes me 2 minutes to find a vest sometimes. So as far as the speed of Genesis, that is something that we've always been I find to be very admirable. But they're now center with the Sonics, and they're crashing them. Nerf the first man in. He's low health. Here comes Profi. K-Mine. H1 dismounts, I believe, to try and prevent or maybe provide high side cover. Nade in the lower side. This is a very early fight, Hypok.
Yeah, Profi taking massive damage from that nade as well. Actually, we saw these guys clash over this compound last week. Actually, it resulted in Genesis losing one and backing off, but right now we're looking like Genesis is going to full commit to this crash.
Tiggleton is trying to get... Oh! H1 off the high side. It's going to be 1-for-1 and the flush as Wooly gets down Nerf. And now another situation where K-Mine has got to put this on his back. Profi low health. He's trying to med. And it's just K-Mine by himself interior with still 2 Sonics players.
Yeah, Nerf going to get flushed out. Profi in a position where he has to stop and med. Sonics now should look to capitalize on this situation. K-Mine down to half HP. Profi on 1 shot, and H-Win still trying to play anchor up on the hill.
Tig has come over to help. Keenan's still in the warehouse. Profi's got to juck this another grenade.
It's now Profi's got another med.
I honestly, I don't know if he's got time to do it. He seems like he wants to. Maybe just, I think he's doing the bandage animation. Yes, indeed. He doesn't have any first aid kits. K-Mind holding the exterior angle. H-Win just trying to help on the exit if anyone comes out to pressure K-Mind. But this is, it's slowed down, but this is a massive early fight.
Yeah, and H-Win unfortunately in a position now where he can't help as much as if Genesis had 3 up and they could kind of take control of this compound. Ultimately, H-Win's role is just to pressure anybody away from the edge of the building. But H-Win there, he's still down to 10 HP, so he's now not holding this angle. Tony V taking a lot of damage from that nade. I'm not sure how he didn't go down, but K-Mine and Profi now in a situation where they can't bail out of this. They're fully committed.
H-Win probably lost his helmet as well. I imagine he got headshot. We saw Tiggleton do it. K-Mine coming out, that nade's in his face. Not going to be able to get away from that. And the Molly is there as well. So now it's just out to Profi and H-Win. Profi's got to back away. Profi can make this happen, but with no meds, only bandages, no boost, no utility. He's going to get finished off and spotted by Tiggleton. Sonics will weather the storm. H-Win can't even get it to go either. Tiggleton absolutely dominating from up close and at distance.
Wow, great work from Tiggleton. You see that just jumping up, knowing that angle out the small window. Great work from him there. But also then getting the follow-up kill on H-Win up on the hill. Absolutely massive plays from Sonics.
The drive-by. Oh, Moody.
You can't drive by in a bus.
He's going 2 kilometers an hour.
He's going to get traded out straight away, but yeah.
One of those small little mistakes will cost Envy a player as he tries to ghost ride the whip uphill in the slowest possible vehicle he could have chosen. You're
not really driving by, you're just kind of rolling by.
Yes,
in the bus.
Hey, what's up?
But again, Envy losing one early here, and obviously last game we saw them convert that into, you know, a second place finish with, sorry, actually a third place finish with a decent kill count. But again, just sloppiness early game for Envy, and they should be poised now with these other teams around them, which way they tend to rotate on these circles. So I'm surprised to see them get caught off guard again.
I like the attempt at the highlights, but for Sharoop, he's far away, and it looks like Bale is going to be the first man, at least with the mini, to try and hold off Envy as he's way in front, trying to pick away. But United has got a bit of a surround, maybe at least a little bit of a ridge to work.
Sharu way off to the south, actually. He should have open angles on the backs of Envy as they try and push up here. Pride looks like he's out in the open. Actually, yeah, as you see, Sharu getting an open angle on Pride.
He took a lot of damage, and he's got the 4 first aid kits, but not a lot of utility. So I think he's going to have to come up and support up close, as if he does get stuck there, eventually he will get third party. This is on the southern side of the zone, as Rumblers are nearby, but this is really just Envy and United off on their own, just kind of staring at each other. Now the question is, what does United do here? It looks like they're going to bail out.
Yeah, and I think right now they're not fighting over anything that's, you know, going to guarantee be in the next circle anyway. So yeah, I want to see them both reset here and just kind of cut their losses.
1 for 1, and off they go as Bale and the rest of the squad move up. Sharu is there. And Zenith and Sonics having battled already early. Sonics do have 3 players left standing, but they're getting some pressure from SSG, who are in the center of the zone. And now we talked about their splits. Looking at the way SSG is positioned, is this something? Do they want to stay together here? Do they want to try and find a compound? This is a lot of vision, but if anyone goes down, where's the help?
Yeah, there's no trade potential right now in the position they're set up, but I can understand why they want to play these spots, just because it gives you an option off of 3 basically big hills in the circle. And obviously the most difficult thing is if these circles shift and one hill then becomes out, it's very difficult to fight your way onto another. So the fact that they're occupying these center zones, as you can see now, it's going to pay off. I want to see them group up, maybe to the north with Hetero and Baja, but we'll have to see how that one pans out.
What was a strong 2-2 from Wildcard now becomes a question as do they want to rotate now and get out and around this pressure that's going to be coming their way as the eastern side of the zone is getting heavier and heavier with teams. Lazarus is there. The Sonics are in movement. Zenith, Riot Squad, and United still have to come their way.
We actually have Tempo up on the north side. Actually looking like they're pulling up onto Vanquish. P1E trailing a bit further behind Tempo, but we're going to have a lot of congestion up on the northeast side of the circle right now.
Hard area to drive in as well for Ghost Gaming.
Ghost actually just sending it through.
Yeah, I was going to say, like they're in the Marauders just driving straight uphill. Drassel in the lead. It looks like Vegas actually in the lead. This is a little bit further behind. Vegas already taking some shots. He's going to have to get out of his vehicle. I believe he's already out.
And actually, yeah, this 2-2 from Vanquish
could
actually pinch Ghost here. Yeah, Vegas going to pull up all the way onto him. Lucky get out there from Vegas there, but Vanquish split in such a way that they're trying to occupy both the north and south side of this side of the mountain.
Another nade. Vegas, he's in the front. He's looking to make something happen, I think, as he waits for the rest of Ghost to do. I don't know what the game plan is here. Vegas is kind of stuck on his own.
Yeah, I want to see one of Ghost, either Vegas pull back and regroup, or one of Ghost come up and join him there, because that's a pinnacle point of this hill.
Tempo Storm, you were calling about Vanquish. They're here. It's Reno. Maybe has an idea that odds are stacked against him. He's going to back out. No, actually, he's already really far away.
I think already in this situation, Vanquish just needs to say, look, we're playing a wide 2-2 split. We're not going to commit to holding this junkyard. Just give it up for free. It's not worth losing somebody now. Well, that's going to be very difficult for them to regroup because they have to run all the way through creative fields. Ghost already putting a lot of pressure down onto, I think it's Fozu.
Yeah, that is the rest of Vanquish.
So these guys now have to run like 300-400 meters in the open where, and there you go, Vegas. Actually, Vegas down on the south side, so that's a completely different fight altogether. Ghost pressuring both sides of Vanquish's split right now.
I was wondering if Vegas was going to try and push out over this thing. He did find Finna, who will go down. No res coming.
Okay.
He did get him.
He did. Got him.
But that's a ballsy push up there from Vegas because he had no vision to come over that ridge line.
No, he didn't.
Doesn't really know where Vanquish is, and with Tempo helping out, looks like Vanquish is just not having a very good time down in the crater.
No, and it's increasingly difficult. When you run splits on this side of crater fields, it's very difficult to regroup. If you haven't got a bike or if you haven't got a vehicle that can traverse this terrain easily, you know, if one side of your split gets pushed, you just have to cut your losses. You either commit to the fight, try and get, you know, 1 or 2 kill points out of it, or you bail completely.
Looks like Tempo did get was knocked by McCoy. That was Sharky going down, so at least Ghost knows who their neighbors are. Sharky getting rezzed immediately, and now Ghost is in an interesting spot here. I like the flexibility they have, but it's mostly on the eastern side of the ridge.
I still want to see somebody come down and regroup with Vegas, though. Vegas is out on, you know, arguably the highest traffic point of this hill. He's the one that stands to be knocked from, you know, we've got P1E, Wildcard, and Lazarus all pressuring from the east. I want to see somebody group up with Vegas, or if, I don't know what's going on in-game, but Vegas to pull back and regroup.
Lampalot getting a lot of pressure. That vehicle, a lot of damage coming onto it. He's going to have to bail out, and the bail comes. Is he going to be able to escape? Likely not.
Vegas again.
With a 249. He's
distance.
prone on the hilltop. Drassel will clean it up. That's a nice shot, nice opening there from Vegas, finished off by Drassel. Now 2 points for the young man.
And this is actually a pretty harsh north shift actually here. So the pretty much north and northwest corners of this circle completely unoccupied. We're going to see a massive migration from, you know, 5 or 6 teams now coming all the way in from the east and from the south. So we could see a lot of people die in rotation here, Moses.
Very difficult to, as you said, rotate here as you're going uphill, around. There's people prone. Vegas has got the 249. He's unleashing onto E United now as a lot of damage being taken by Stab. Vehicle's almost out of gas. He's just absolutely letting this vehicle up. Shrimsy is there as well. It looks like it's going to be one out of the vehicle. Shrew down, and there's just more fire coming as Ghost on the side of this ridgeline is eviscerating, taking down Stab and E United on the ropes.
And this is what I'm saying. Actually, if actually in crater fields, we've got like 5 teams that have just crashed in. But as I was saying there, Vegas' spot, especially with this north shift, there's so much traffic comes through here, and teams have to drive so far in the open. If teams occupy the high ground, you're getting peppered by, you know, 6 or 7 players from 3 or 4 different teams.
This is Endemic. Looks like we're just catching the tail end of this one. Walt's going to step up and over, finish off Endemic. 15th
I mean, look at the minimap.
Yeah,
look how many teams have just committed to come all the way into crater fields. I don't think Endemic would have expected to get pressured from 2 teams coming in here.
Looks like the Vegas run has ended as he's getting knocked by Adam at distance. Now you asked where the support was going to come from. Vegas is going to have to be rezzed by, I believe, Drassel, the closest man. Now, if you're wondering what just happened in the kill feed, well, everyone crashed into crater and died. So that's kind of what happened there, as there's not a lot of real estate, not easy to drive, and we're in a kind of an awkward spot on Miramar.
Yeah, and it's spots like that in crater fields where if you're coming in, you have to commit to crashing, because you can't bail out halfway through. You have to go back up another hill in the open. You have to pretty much commit to crashing the building you're going to and getting the open in knock. So things not working out for Endemic, but having Zenith and Vanquish in pretty much exactly the same spot that he chose to crash into.
Unlucky.
It's unlucky.
I like the little death smoke grenade.
We've actually, we've got Uncivil pushing all the way up to Vegas. And again, I commented on this 2 times already. Nobody was in a position to help Vegas if he got knocked from 300-400 meters away.
And now
we've actually got Civ pushing all the way up here. They might lose a second for it.
Oh, headshot lands, but
he hasn't got a nade. He hasn't got a nade. That's such a shame.
I'm kind of wondering.
Drassel gets knocked from Penta now.
Yeah, I was going to say if Wildcard is going to get involved, but I'm also wondering if Uncivil is aware that he's got 3 other teammates down behind him, as he's left all of Lazarus on the edge of the zone, Purdy coming up to help. And I kind of get the sense that sometimes with Lazarus that they feel almost frustrated by, like, Civ wants to push the action, but they kind of wait around a little bit. Hopefully, if Lazarus was all on the same page playing super aggressive, they really got the firepower to make that style work, I think.
I think they do. And I think it comes back to something I've talked about a couple of times when we talk about Lazarus now, which is getting their confidence back. And it's not so much form, but we see them playing very, very passive. And, you know, historically, we saw Shoot to Kill be the team that was known for getting an open and knock and running 200 meters in the open to nade it out.
Right.
And to get that kind of form back is going to take for them to be in a position where they say, look, we're going to foot push this now, third party this. Wow, again, another pretty much North extreme hard shift.
Player One Esports is feeling great. We started
and
with
Envy.
Yeah, with Pozo near the center.
Yeah.
And now we're in Cabrera. So we've really continued to shift all the way north. Envy feeling good as well. They've rotated after losing one player. They're on the northern side. But that south side, SSG is already making rotations up the side of the hill with Ghost kind of hanging out. I wonder if they just want to stay in the pocket and try and frag here.
Well, actually, yeah, United shutting down Kurt from the shack here. This kill, these kills, sorry, obviously not getting cleaned up by Ghost in rotation.
Oh, my goodness.
Halo absolutely deleting Sharu down there.
I did see Shrimsy take down Civ as they're going to go for the res. Luckily, though, for Sharu, he will be rezzed as well. And now Ghost is going to get active. Shrimsy and McCoy coming off the ridge. Maybe they want to push the smoke. Here come the grenades.
I think they're just out of throwing distance, but they need to be conscious that United are set up with pretty much open LOS. As you can see, McCoy takes some damage here from Sharu. They're not really in a position to push onto Lazarus. Lazarus still having a vehicle, so that's a big bonus for them. We actually jump on board with Riot Squad, pushing down onto Tempo Storm here. Zampa off in a massive flank.
Yeah, great off angle as well. He can kind of do some damage, but with Sharpshot in the front line, this is where Sharpshot is going to have to do something. Leda is going to go down, but traded with Sharky. Now Sharpshot's got to make something happen. Zampa is helping from distance, but hard to get a kill there against
Zampa needs to get back over there on the bike.
Yeah, he's going to have to come over. Sharpshot's back medding. Sharky was out front fighting, and maybe they just got overwhelmed here.
Unfortunate there for Sharky to get traded out, but Tempo playing this split, you'd think that they would have been expecting this, and Zampa would have been in a position to regroup because it looks like they already lost Luke early. Sharpshot's actually going to get the knock onto VZ, so they could swing this around if Zampa decides to regroup because it's now in a position where Riot Squad are committed to the res. They could regroup and take this 2v2 whilst Later's still medding, but
Mystery
swinging round. Yeah,
he spotted Shrimsy out of the corner of his eye. A lot of damage coming. I think the pan might have helped out a little bit there. As Sharu on the low side, he's still there with Ghost on the south. So they're going to turn his attention down to Sharu and Balefrost out in front. United kind of scattered this game, Hypok.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else can be said about it. Recovering from the initial team fight was never going to happen from the position they had to play from. But right now, salvage points, trying to pick up these kill points, obviously, onto Ghost.
McCoy's out in the blue. It looks like McCoy, I think, is running to try and get Sharu, or I don't know where he's going. He's out to lunch somewhere. But for Ghost, it looks like it's probably going to end out in the blue. If not, it's going to be Balefrost cleaning up. Protege is rotated over to try and investigate. Look at the Rumblers and Low Key. And SSG.
Look at Valiate.
Look at Valiate. Valiate is way off by himself. We can't see. We're trying to figure out what's going to go on with United here in Ghost Gaming as McCoy, these two featured teams going at it. Oh, McCoy wins the aim battle. And is going to take down.
And that's fine. In this situation, you know, you're screwed. You pick up a free kill point.
Here's your prize.
Yeah.
Protege is going to finish you off. This is the situation we were talking about. Rumblers in the open. Low Key coming on the edge of the zone. Valiate is off completely away from the rest of SSG, who now have a pretty decent spot in this next zone.
But again, is it worth grouping up at this point? And this is the situation we see, and it's very easy to criticize.
What are you doing? What are you doing, Hypok? Let's stop sugarcoating this thing. Yeah, they're your former team.
But it's very easy to criticize. But there's a lot of times where stuff like this pays off for them, and you got to beg the question that but does it yield a better result if they're playing 2-2 or they're playing all four up in the compound?
But I want to know how many times are they going to try and, as we see Lazarus cleaning up Reno, though, how many times is SSG going to try this, go out in 9th place for the one time they get a top 5? You know what I mean?
Fair
so,
point.
I mean, that's kind of it's more of the body of work for SSG. Regardless, wild card, they've got the Sonics at their doorstep. Tony V's in the guard hut, as there always is. A random dude in the guard hut. Here comes Keenan, surprise. Wild card there waiting. This trap is set. Tony can't really do anything, as everyone knows the bars will soak up every shot taken. Here comes the overhand or the underhand grenade. Oh, it's a bit of a dodgeball situation as Pistola takes damage. Ooh, nice shots there, as now Penta's going to get stolen immediately by Luke.
Yeah.
Tony is cursing that. Now it looks like Wildcard has been kind of discovered here in the open.
I mean, unfortunately here, Rumbler's coming in, knocking down 2 of Wildcard, so saving grace for Tony here. Obviously, Sonic's up to 6 kills, so right now, Tony just wants to bide his time and just see if any other team's going to help him anymore.
So Wildcard kind of low-key decimated here as SSG and Valiate actually in the front line did take down Zampa of all people. They're probably trying to surprise low-key or Rumblers, but he did find Zampa. Sharpshot making his crash. Likely we're going to see Tempo going out here relatively quickly, unless Sharpshot, I think is going to be received by SSG.
He could send it to the Dipple, the Shack. Lowe's getting shut down there. Adam finally getting traded out. Unfortunate there that Rumblers weren't able to get that quick enough to get lost up, but
that's the narrow timing right there.
It is, yeah. It's a matter of half a second. If you don't get that trade, they have the opportunity to flush out and you lose 1 for free, effectively.
Lazarus, Civ again, guess what? He's right up front. He's been wanting to push the pace. No kills to show just yet. And now this is his moment to shine, but pressing that ridge line going to be difficult. Luke down in the back line. He's got to have smokes out. He doesn't step over. The smokes are going to maybe give Rumblers an idea here, Hypoc, that there's someone close by.
Yeah, right now, Uncivil basically needs to play time, wait for Rumblers to push over this, because they still have to move into the circle. So Uncivil in the most clutch position here for Lazarus, but the fact that Luke got knocked now puts an increasing amount of pressure onto Alo.
And Alo getting fired upon by the Rumblers, and he's going to have maybe someone other help coming his way, as I think if Leda steps over, he's going to see Alo. And Waldo is basically saving Lazarus right now, as Civ's in the front. Alo going for the res, I believe?
Yeah, Waldo actually just knocked Alo there. He actually just knocked Alo. Walt Jr. getting the cleanup on Luke, but Alo's still down, so Uncivil was the last up for Lazarus right now.
Yeah, he was in the position to make something happen. It's so hard to push that ridge line as well. Walt's been spotted, getting sprayed through the smoke. Someone's going to find him eventually. Maybe not. Looks like he's going to survive to med. I think they might have an ID. He's there. Just waiting.
None of those bullets connecting there. Walt already sticking 1 first aid off, so he's going to try and smoke his way in, but Uncivil right now in a position where he's just buying time, but he's actually open LOS and he's choosing not to shoot at Walt. Later actually shutting down Uncivil, so Uncivil making the right decision in buying time there and waiting for Rumblers to push over, but it just took too long.
Got nothing for it either, no placement points.
Exactly.
Walt will go down. He was going to deploy the noble tactics of trying to crawl in late game in the smoke, but unlucky for him, he got spotted. Now we have a lot of spread here in this mid game, or this late game, Hypoc. Sharpshot did survive. Valiate is still just
doing Valiate
stuff, and here we go. He's going to open up the spray. Nice shot there, and the finish. And now let's see what he can make happen against all of Loki.
And actually, Bahar elsewhere getting a knock onto Dietrich's, but later stealing that one away. Val now he needs to just stay alive. There's no value in him pushing forwards here. Thinks another guy's in the smoke, but I think Loki have pulled all the way to the south side of the ridge, which is going to cause problems for Rumblers, because Rumblers have to move in the open here. Rumblers actually they're in a position where they can stay at this compound until Blue's on them, and Loki are just going to be completely exposed to them.
Sherry trying his best. Didn't land anything there.
You gotta hit those.
Unlucky, as they say.
Now they're in a position where they have to smoke, so Loki just have the only job they have right now is just completely focus Rumblers.
Yeah, Valiate, you call it, is backing off and coming away. Now Fignaldo, Chuba, and I believe that's Pax have their work cut out for them, as they only have a pineapple between them and certain death. As the shots ring out, Waldo's got some lines. It looks like all of Rumblers want to step up onto this thing with a little bit of spice of Riot Squad in the back line, and low-key just not looking like they're in a great spot now.
No, and ultimately right now it's who lives longer, because Waldo in a position where he's exposed to Riot Squad. The 2 remaining members, Lobes and Fignaldo, just have to kind of prone this out on the edge of the hill.
Bit of a waiting game, as looks like Cherry did go down.
He's actually going for the... Is he sticking that?
He's going to go for it. The smokes are dissipating. This might be the break, but unfortunately for... Fig will take 1 down, but Lobes goes down as well. Hypoc is physically cringing right next to me.
That was a nice trade. I didn't expect him to get cracked like that.
Free point going to Fignaldo as Cherry is down, as Waldo, now the last Rumbler alive. And if he can get just this next kill, that'll be a big bonus for Rumblers. We're going to move south, and the benefit of the zone not closing that quickly. SSG has come out. There it is. Fignaldo will get the 1v1 As Waldo down and out, now it's going to be low-key sneaking into the top 5.
But Riot Squad are already up to 10 kills. Again, we talked about this, before the show went live today. Always active, and the thing they've already struggled with is placement points. Before this, actually previous game as well, I don't think they picked up any placement points, so they only had 14 placement points total. The fact that they're still, top 8 really speaks to how active they are in terms of team fighting and kills.
Pat Cap's receiving a lot of pressure from J-Sank and the SLR. Distance Pride off to the right, but Pat has had to hit the prone key. As Envy trying to filter their way into the zone. Pride looks like has made more distance than Pat Caps, who's feeling pretty lonely, very far from the zone. A lot of eyeballs looking his way.
J-Sank far out though. He's got a bit of ground to cover to get into the circle. I think Hetzer and Baha are out of sight of Riot Squad where they are, but it's gonna be dependent on Sharp Shot and the 2 remaining of Envy to come in. That whether or not that causes any problems for SSG.
I wonder if Pat has really any choice here.
I mean, Pat has an opportunity now while SSG have to move in as well. This is his best opportunity to get into the circle and get closer to Pride. Pride actually looks like he's going to try and flank up behind Riot Squad, as you can see on the minimap right now, but I'm not sure if that's the best choice. Yeah, no, Pat's going to get shut down in the blue here.
Yeah, Pat doesn't have a lot of options. If not, it's just a matter of who's going to get it, and it's going to be Protege. Nice long distance shot there.
5 kills on Protege.
Looking
It's going to be a 6th, actually, with Pat down to the blue here. It looks like he's going to spot Pride as well in the open.
Nice.
Wow. Nice spray there from Protege. Up to 7 kills now. Riot Squad 12 kills total. Taking really good control of this, actually, from this ridge.
And now SSG. They've got lots of... This is the type of game... I'm not going to say they should win, but they have a very high chance. They've got 4 strong. They've got decent zone control. I don't think they've taken a ton of damage since they spent a lot of time in the compounds.
Valier would be the only one that has taken damage, to be honest.
Absolutely. So he's out there making something happen. It looks like it's going to be Protege finding another kill as he tries to take down Sharp Shot. Not quite. SSG playing a factor. Protege wants it real bad. He's almost willing to give it all up for it.
Yeah, he wants that ace kill. I like it. You're feeling yourself. You overpeak stuff. You go for the extra ones.
Sometimes you need that confidence. Sharp Shot not feeling very confident right now. SSG, it's who's gonna get Sharp Shot's helmet or the dog tags.
Oh,
Look at that grenade.
Kobe.
Oh, that was so close. Here comes another one. Oh, it's air bursting on top of Sharp Shot. It's World War II out there for the poor guy.
One more, Baha. Go on.
He's got it.
Baha and J-Sang looking for
from
right
downtown.
Now. He's gonna be too far over, I think.
Yeah, too much cook. Sharp Shot not feeling very good. That's a lot of nade usage, man. Trying to get the one solo.
It is, yeah. And ultimately, he has to move in the open as well. So they're conscious they don't want this kill to go over to the other team, but maybe an overinvestment of utility there.
How bit of a waiting game is there's going to be a ridge line separating SSG and Riot Squad. Leda, I'm kind of, he's looking towards the south. I think they're wondering where.
Oh no, Sharp got a head throw down.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a quick res here for both sides as the reset happens. By the way, Fignaldo is alive. Just a quick update for all you guys who were not aware, as that might come to an end relatively shortly, as Leda's got an eye. Still 12 kills for Riot Squad. And these are the games where Riot Squad has been, kind of quietly accumulating. Nice shots from Leda.
As Fignaldo's got that. You can't stick that. Just deny to the blue. Deny to the blue.
Really no other choice there for Fig. As Loki will go down in 3rd, and now we have a 4v3. Good zone control, good map control here from SSG. Look who's out in the front. It's Valier.
And actually, Valier, pretty much the close. I don't think anybody off Riot Squad has an opportunity to push down just because of the way this ridge works. And ultimately now they're forced to the east side of it. So I think this one for SSG right now just becomes a waiting game.
This is where the keeping the mechanics tight, not getting knocked, just making sure you have your man. It's like basketball. It's almost a 1v1 situation all across the board. They have the man advantage in this situation, so 2v1 on the weakest link or whatever you want to call it, but getting a knock or an accident here is not going to be good for SSG, but it looks like Riot Squad has no real space to work with. Yeah,
and actually you can see Protege out of ammo on his SLR, so in a position where he's just going to have the sky. He's actually going to run into. Wow, Valier with a great shot onto Later there. Valier, the only one with any kills right now on SSG, but he needs to drop and get his heal. Baha's here to back him up, just in case anybody else pushes.
Wow.
Gets the knock on the Protege, so things falling apart for Riot Squad right now.
And really with 12 kills and a 2nd place, it's a mystery. He's like, well, see you later, everybody.
Yep.
I'm going for donuts, as he's going to go have a little dirt nap, and that's going to be SSG taking game number 2, 5 kills, and a bit of a relief win for SSG as they knock at, I think, their first win of the phase.
Yeah, and they needed to get 1 up on the board at least, so that's a massive confidence boost for them. Again, played that slow, played it right, more importantly.
And it was kind of a question there as, how are things going to kick off? Riot Squad 12